Hello, darlings. Happy New Year. Now, I know I said Happy New Year on the New Year's edition that was interrupted by Michael Pachter, but guess what? We filmed it last year, so this is a bona fide Happy New Year from me, Marcus Beer, to you, the adoring, insane, annoyed gamer fan group, or whatever you are, the haters, the lovers. Thank you anyway. Happy New Year. Hope you had a good one. I had a very good Christmas holiday season. I had lots of lovely toys and played games and chilled out with my lovely new wife. Thanks again for the congratulations. It's been kind of floopy December, not being around, being sick, being married, all that fun stuff. But anyway, we're back and I am ready to bitch. Are you excited? Well, you fucking should be, because I have got so much to bitch about today. First up, we're going to talk about Platinum Games lead designer Hideki Kamiya and his spat with Kotaku. Now, if you go to Kotaku, you will see that about a week ago, they put a little piece up based on a couple of this guy's tweets. Somebody had asked him what he thinks about Valve and PC gaming, and he came back with, you know, honestly, I don't know too much about Valve or Steam or PC gaming. I mean, you know, it's not really his area of expertise, which I thought was an honest response to an honest question. However, Kotaku, with it being a slow news day, decided to build a whole story around this and another tweet, and basically decide that Japan knows nothing about video games or PC video games, and they don't really care about Valve and Steam. And this was all basically just somebody making shit up because it was a slow news day, and it was really just a sensationalized tabloidy, that's the word I'm going to use, tabloidy piece. And I gotta say, Kotaku, you are supposed to be better than that. I mean, a lot of people go to your site. I go to your site, or I did until that piece hit, because it was just kind of pathetic. You have some great writers, and you really need to focus on quality over quantity. Part two of this is obviously that Hideki Kamiya, he was reached out to by Kotaku writer Luke Plunkett, who asked if he'd actually read the piece, and Hideki Kamiya responded with, "Do you eat shit?" And now I have issue with Mr. Kamiya, or Kamiya-san, or however you want to pronounce it. I want to be respectful here, but I still think it was a bit of a toss-pot move. Yeah, I'd be totally pissed if a couple of people took my tweets and built a story out of them. That will never happen, because my tweets are so freaking inane, it's not even funny. His response was actually to a different writer who I'm assuming, and I'm giving Kotaku the benefit of the doubt here, I'm giving Luke Plunkett the benefit of the doubt here. They were trying to reach out and perhaps create a dialogue to update the story. That would have been something they should have done in the first place, to be honest with you. But I gotta say, for somebody who's the head designer at Platinum, the week of a launch title, they did have Anarchy Reigns hitting last week. That was a kind of dick move, to be honest with you. I know it's tough, but when you're in the public eye like that, and you are somebody who is the head of a very successful, very popular dev company, you gotta step above the level of the arsehole. Leave being an arsehole to the likes of me. I will do that for you, because I mean, if he hadn't have done that, I would have been 1000% defending him in every way, shape or form. Instead, I called him a wanker on Twitter, and I stand by that, because he is a bit of a dick. But then again, so is the person who wrote the original story of Kotaku. Right, sorted. So that's the first one out of the way. Two wrongs don't make a right. Kotaku, sort your life out. All right, next topic. Let's talk about gun control. Let's talk about violence in video games. I touched on this very, very briefly on the Christmas episode, because obviously Newtown had happened the Friday before. But obviously I didn't have a chance to go through the NRA response to the Newtown shooting, which was basically, we got nothing to do with guns, don't kill people, video games kill people because they're evil, and Bulletstorm and Mortal Kombat and everything else. Oh, so for fuck's sake, NRA, grow up and accept some responsibility. Enough of the NRA. I don't want to talk about those assholes too much, because they piss me the fuck off. What I do want to talk about is that Joe Biden, the Vice President of the United States, has invited game industry leaders to come and talk to him, to come and have a discussion about violence in the media. Hollywood is going to be turning up. I'm sure the music industry, TV, all these various aspects are going to be turning up. And I think this is a good thing. Unlike the editor of Gama Sutra, the editor-in-chief of Gama Sutra, which is the, you know, it's the games website for, you know, the insiders, the development team. They do some really good in-depth pieces, except for this one piece that really drove me fucking nuts. The editor-in-chief of Gama Sutra basically thinks that we should turn around to the Vice President of the United States, say, no, as an industry, we're not coming to talk to you. We have nothing to do with it. It's nothing, it's not our fault in any way, shape or form. Here's some studies that basically say as much. I think that's wrong, because cutting yourself out of the discussion is the worst thing we could do as an industry, because if we leave that gap, it's going to be filled with assholes who are going to say they're not here because they're guilty. Going to a discussion, being open about a discussion, and trying to see where we can contribute is not admitting guilt, it's being part of a community. So basically, if you think that it's a good idea to step away from discussions and let other people outside of the industry who don't understand anything about video games make laws about video games, because that shit's gonna happen. They're gonna turn around and say, well, the video game industry didn't want to be involved. They're obviously guilty. Let's stop penalizing them. Let's ban violent video games. If you think that's a smart idea, you're a fucking Looney Tune. And for somebody to be the editor-in-chief of a respected games website that runs these amazing in-depth features about development and production, well, for shame on you, sir. For shame. Because honestly, you're more part of the problem than anybody else. All right, that's it for this week. Got a little bit wound up, a little bit pissed this week. But hey, you know, this isn't the light and fluffy gamer. It's good to see that married life has not changed me. It's just made me angrier. Thank you. Follow me on Twitter. Please feel free to post to the GameTrailers forums if you've got any questions. Thank you as always for the comments and the likes and everything. I do read all the comments. I will say to the one person who said that PR has nothing to do with game development, I've worked at publishers and developers, and I've been very involved with video game development over the years. So if so I do know what I'm talking about. However, if you want to continue posting that you work for a video game developer and you're doing it anonymously, shut the fuck up, or bring who you're working for and your name, and we can have a discussion. Always open to having a discussion. And one last thing, guess who's making his GTTV debut as the Annoyed Gamer tomorrow? That will be me. There is going to be a special segment appearing on GTTV tomorrow night. GTTV with Jeff Keighley on Spike. Check local listings. Until next week, this is Marcus Beer saying, stay out of the basement, bitches. Bye.
See this and other GT shows and game reviews on the GT Originals iOS app, available now on the App Store.